Hi, welcome to the world of Naadi Astrology. My name is Dr. Naadi-srinivasan, Shastri. Okay. Before starting the session, I would like to request you people only one thing. Comments. Usually, comments is the column where you just see or watch my video and you can just come with one idea what you have in mind about the video. But most of the people are using it as a platform to ask questions. I appreciate when you are having doubts, you can ask, and it must be a little, 2 lines or 3 lines. But if you ask me to answer a lengthy answer, if you give all the planetary combinations and ask me a lengthy answer, it will be difficult for me. I don't say I will not do it because I don't want to reject anybody, I don't want to say no to anybody. I will do that. But there is a better platform. You can go into my website, you can just put the message in that message column. What all you need, that is necessary. But some people, even in that message column, I have seen, I got mails also. Some people, even in that message column, when they send a mail, they say about my profession. That's all. What exactly you wanted, whether when you are going to get the profession or whether is there any changes, what exactly you wanted to ask. That in detail if you put, I will be very happy to answer you. Otherwise, again, I have to ask you something else and again you have to be repeating. So, please note this. Don't take it as an offense. I am requesting you all. I am unable to answer you all. I want to answer you, but I will be unable to answer because of lengthy answers. This is my sincere request. Don't be offended, anybody who is writing notes. Okay? So, let's carry on with the Naadi Astrology. So first, let us come back again to charts. Without this, we are nothing. This is the spinal cord of the astrology. It may be Naadi, it may be astrology. This is the spinal cord, right? So with these two charts, we will just go ahead with the Bhavas, fifth Bhava or house, fifth house from Jupiter. Remember, not Lagna. Okay, this is only for reference. Aries and Jupiter is there in Aries. Aries. This is Jupiter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today our placement is this. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the placement. 6, 7, 8 and 9, 10, 11, 12. I had to write this because North Indian charts will be like this and they pick from the Lagna, but now I am not using Lagna, so I have to give you in this format only. Alright? One more thing I have to tell you. I have read some comments saying that you should have done the Bhavas first. Yes, that's what I am doing. Actually, before starting about the fifth house or about the fourth house or about the third house, first thing I will tell you all what exactly either from Lagna or from Jupiter it tells. After telling that, I will just carry on with the multiple Bhavas. What else you can see? This is what I am trying to do. But most of the times I am seeing repeated comments asking me to tell about Bhavas first. Significations, yes, that is also there. That is pending. That I owe you. I am still on the way to complete that. But first, let me finish this Bhavas. So when you understand the Bhavas in a multiple way or in a complex way, so that you can handle many things on one chart or with the help of one chart. If you know the Bhavas or different types where all you can handle, where all you can peep into. This is what is necessary. That's why before beginning the main fifth house Bhava, I will be telling you about the fifth houses and next it goes to the multiple ways of knowing things or different patterns, right? Don't get offended for anything because it's only a subject which we are trying to interact to each other. The knowledge what I have got through my research, I am trying to give it to you all. Fine? So, we will just get along with the 5th house from Jupiter. I am repeating it, I am not dealing with Lagna, so from Jupiter only the 5th house. It will be as good as the 5th house from Lagna, but this format is far easier. The 5th house from Lagna or 5th house from Jupiter. 5th house tells about the children. 5th house tells about the vices. Vices means bad habits. Vices, children. Okay. 5th house tells about previous lives. What do you call it? Bad, Purva Janma, or previous lives is incidents. Previous lives, karma. Why you are suffering now? There is one saying, Kritam papam vyadi rupena piditaha. Kritam papam means what you have done in the previous life, that we are going to reap as a disease, as a sickness or illness, and that will be for a temporary period. What all we have done there, such a short amount of period, a long amount, whatever it is, that we are going to bear it here. Unless we roll over that, we don't get cleansed up. So that is noted by the 5th house. Both, even from Lagna, the 5th house says the same thing. Even from Jupiter also, the 5th house says the same things. Okay? So vices, children, and previous lives karmas. Bad habits, any bad habits you can take into consideration. When I said vices, it is bad habits of all the types. Drinking, prostitution, alcohol, whatever it is, whatever a person has. Anything, all these things come into that. Lovers and paramours. Lovers. He or she. The chart may be his chart. The chart may be her chart. The 5th house is nothing but all these qualities you will get. Lovers, paramours. Extramarital affairs also. Extramarital affairs. When I say this, actually I am telling you this house shows us these many things. I am not telling you what exactly it is showing you. That exact point of it we can know only after placing a planet. That we are going to do when after finishing the significations of the signs or the rasis. Okay. Babas, it will hold good only when you know about the significations. So until that significations is given to you, till that time you can handle or you can know what exactly the 5th house says. This is only a part of the study, it is not prediction. Fine? So 5th house from the Jupiter tells us about the vices, lovers, paramours, children. Children. When it comes to children, 5th house you can treat it as the first child. 9th house you can see the second child. 5th house will be the first child and the 9th house will be the second child. You can see. That is not a problem. But when you have to get a child, when the lady has to deliver a child, when a father is expecting for a child, expecting for the wife to deliver a child, that is again connected with Mercury. Let me not get you confusions or confusions. We will first deal only what all it gives. We will jump into that and we will know each and everything. My only job is to make you understand very slowly in a very slow pattern. Not rushing up things into your head so that it will be half-cooked food. You cannot eat the dishes completely. If too many dishes are there, you will eat only a little bit of it, a pinch of it. Okay? Now, the 5th house, so many things it says. Fine. How will you know? If there is a benefic planet here, if there is a benefic planet aspect here, if there is a malefic planet aspect, that is the differences you get out of these vices or out of these lovers or paramours, out of the children or the qualities of the children. It depends upon the planetary positions in that particular sign Sign significance. Even what type of a sign it is. Suppose the same fifth house is Jupiter's. No, the children will be very good. Lovers and paramours will not be there. Even if they come and they will get away, they cannot stick on to that person. These things are there. That's why I am just giving you only this part of it. Okay? So the fifth house is complete. Fifth house bhavas, as everybody or most of you were asking. Bhavas, bhavas, bhavas. This is the bhavas. Fifth house means it tells about so many things. Clear? Now, what else fifth house can tell us? Fifth house will become the fourth house from second house. Fifth house will become fourth house from second house. That means here family also is included. Clear? Family means one of the family members. Mother. And finance. Vakasthanam, Dhanasthanam, Kutumasthanam. This is Vakasthanam. If you treat this as Vakasthanam, this becomes the Sukhasthanam. If this you treat as the Kutumasthanam, this becomes the mother of the spouse or mother of the spouse. If you take this as Dhanasthanam, this Sukhasthanam will tell you how far you will be okay with the monetary aspects. That's how the fifth house will deal with the second house. Keeping second house as the base. Third house. I told you third house is nothing but sibling. Third house, when it becomes the sibling, the younger sibling, it may be she, it may be he. Fifth house will become the third from the third. Agreed? Fifth house becomes the third from the third. From Jupiter, third house. Right? And from third house, this fifth house will become the third house again. Third house, what all it says? About the younger siblings, about the travelings, about the losses, about the communications. So, based on the planet here, based on the planet's conjunction here, based on the planet's aspect towards the fifth house from Jupiter, you can tell about the brothers' communication, the brothers' travelings, the brothers' losses, the brothers' inner strength. Inner strength means how much bold he is, how much introvert he is, or how much extrovert he is, whatever it is. Extrovert, introvert, whatever you call it. These things can be known about the brother from the fifth house instead of looking into his chart. This is my way of telling you about the multiple bhavas. Right? Now, third house is over. See, third house, if you keep this as base, this becomes third to third, fifth house. Now forget about Jupiter. Forget about fifth house bhavas. Keep this as younger sibling. And this will tell you about younger siblings' qualities. The same qualities what you have. The same qualities what third house gives for the Jupiter, from Jupiter, the third house from Jupiter gives for the Jupiter, for the native. The same things will be given to the younger sibling, brother or sister, anybody. If two are there, all the two people's strength also can be known from here. Or you can also know about the second sister, second brother. Okay? So third from third is nothing but siblings again. Continuous siblings. Cool? Right. Now we will go to the fourth house. I told you fourth house is nothing but from Jupiter, fourth house. In a natal chart, he or she, the fourth house becomes the mother, the land, the house. When fourth house is the mother, land and the house, a family. Fifth house, keeping this fourth house as the base, fifth house becomes the second house from the mother. See, fifth house will become, fourth house is the mother. If you keep this as basis, this will become the second house. So, mother's financial conditions, mother's type of talking, mother's way of presenting things. I'm not telling communication. The way, whether she talks roughly, coolly, smoothly, based on the planets aspecting the fifth house or from the Jupiter in the natal chart. or based on the planet's conjunction in the fifth house from Jupiter in the natal chart, or based on the planets aspecting the fifth house, or even otherwise. Fifth house, based on the fifth house from Jupiter, the Lord of the fifth house based in a placed, ill placed or well placed, ill or well. See, this is the type of things you can know from keeping fourth as the base, the mother as the base. If you want to see about the mother, the fifth house will tell her about her financial conditions, about talking style. Clear? And how far she was happy in the family, even that you can know from the fifth house. Mother part of it. So anyhow, I have dealt with fifth. Now that if you keep as basis, again, same old thing. But, okay, we'll go to sixth now. Fifth is already over. In the beginning only. Each time when I take about the 12 bhavas or multiple bhavas, first I give you the bhavas of that, the significations of that particular bhava, and then I carry on with the multiple bhavas. So sixth house. If you keep sixth house as the bhava, base. Now we are dealing with the fifth house, the children. What sixth house becomes? For the children, this will become the family, this will become the money, this will become the, just like second house. From Jupiter, second house is nothing but Dhanasthanam, Vaksthanam, Kutabasthanam. Same thing for the child, for the first child, the sixth house will become the Vakasthanam, Dhanasthanam, Kutabasthanam for the child. And again, same, ceteris paribus, other things remaining constant. It tells about Vakasthanam, Kutabasthanam, Dhanasthanam, about the child, just like second house from Jupiter. Clear? Seventh house. Seventh house becomes the third house from the fifth house. We are today dealing with the fifth house. Fifth house is here. This is the base. Now, seventh is the base. Fifth house is the subject. When this we keep it as base, what seventh house tells, how far seventh house is there from the fifth house? 5, 6, 7, again it is the third house. So, all these third house qualities you can tell about the children. Your fifth house told you about the children, the native. If you are the native, about the children it told. Not only about the children, about your brother's strength also it started telling you. Likewise, when you take the sixth house from Jupiter in your natal chart or in a natal chart, sixth house from Jupiter, that will speak about the family of the children. Seventh house now we are dealing, seventh house keeping it as a base, the subject is the fifth house. So, third house, seventh house will become the third house from the fifth house. So, third house tells, just like this third house is from Jupiter, it tells about traveling, losses, communication, how far he speaks, how well he speaks, and what all he speaks. Vakasthanam is different, communication is different. Expressing part of it I am telling. Okay? Traveling, losses in traveling. All these things can be known from the, how can you know? Again, what are the planets placed or conjuncted in the seventh house, in the natal chart. That is planets, those planets will tell us, planets aspecting the seventh house, planets in the seventh house, conjunction in the seventh house, or the seventh house lord. If nobody is there, the seventh house lord, where he has been placed, that will tell us about the child's traveling. For example, only one example I can give you, because there are 12 houses, I cannot give you a lot. Only one example. If the seventh house lord is there in Aquarius, because Aquarius is a watery place, you can easily tell that the child, the Jupiter's, the native's child will have traveling towards the watery places a lot. Or he likes waters very much. Or pilgrimage centers, holy waters. These things you can tell. Now I think it's a little understandable. Clear? Eighth house. Let's come to the eighth house. Just like fourth house is the mother of the native, eighth house also tells about the child's mother, nothing but the wife or husband. No. It will be only the mother, not the husband. The child's mother. Clear? And also the grandmother. 8th house, because from Jupiter is the grandmother. 4th house, 1, 2, 3, 4th house, 1, 2, 3, 4th house. 7th house is about the grandmother, and this tells about the mother. Sorry. 4th house from 5th house. Right? Apart from that, it also tells how happy, how satisfied the child's life will be. Throughout the life, I am telling you, it's not 1 year, 2 years, something like that. You can know the whole life pattern. If at all there are no planets in between, malefic planets in between, the child will reach the Sukhasthanam, the child, the planet, the owner, the lord of that house, and the lord of this house. In between them, who are there? This is what we have to look. That's a detailed story. You will get it. But right now, we are only touching the object, what we are going to get. Right? Now, 9th house. Keeping 9th house as the second child, I already told you. 9th house is the second child. Because when the 5th house is the 5th house is the child of the native, who is having Jupiter in Aries, that native will have 5th house as his first child, and second child will be the 9th house for the Jupiter. But this 9th house, if you keep this 9th house as basis, it is again 5th house from 5th house. That means the native's grandson or granddaughter, the child of the child. Understood? I'll come again. 5th house is the native's son, daughter, whatever it is, child. From the child, from the 5th house, 9th house is again 5th house. From the 5th house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is the 5th house. 9th house is nothing but from 5th house, it is the 5th house. Just like a native is having a child, you can know about a child in a native's chart when you look into the 5th house from Jupiter. From 5th house, the 9th house, another 5. From 5 here, you can know about the child's child, the grandson, granddaughter of the native. Fine? 10th house. 10th house is nothing but the father of the native. But here, so when we keep this 10th house as the basis, from Jupiter the 10th house is nothing but the father. And from 5th house, 10th house will be the 6th house. That is illness, sickness, whatever, open enmity, illness, sickness, credits, loans, all these things. Just like 6th house, from Jupiter 6th house, what all the bhavas you have heard in 6th house, same thing applies to this 10th house from the natal chart. Keeping this 10th house as basis, we are just now dealing with the subject, 5th house, the children. Children's sicknesses can be known. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Repustharam. Clear? Now, 11th house. 11th house generally it is called as the friend's house or Lavastharam. The profits or whatever income you are going to earn and keep it for yourself, whatever it is. How the flow of income is there. All these things like Lavastharam. This Lavastharam for the child, if you keep this 11th house as the basis, for the child it will become the 7th house, day-to-day income. So you can tell about the child's day-to-day income, child's money flow. Not only this Dhanasthanam, even this is added. Dhanasthanam is good, but how? Weekly once, or only salary monthly once, or he is doing a small scale business or large scale business to get money regularly. That depends upon the quality of the planets placed in the 7th house for the child. You need not go or look into the child's horoscope. Taking this into consideration, taking the chart of the natal or native's chart, you can know about the children's income, day-to-day income and all those things. Right? And also 11th house, when it talks about friends of the native, that same 7th house talks about the friends of the child, 5th house. 12th house from Jupiter. Keeping basis as the 12th house and the subject is the 5th house. When you treat this as, for Jupiter it is different. 12th house, qualities, all the 12th house qualities. What do you call that? Enmity, closed enmity, secret enmities, loans, or not open loans, closed loans, he will not disclose to anybody. And his obstacles, losses, all these things. but for him it is the longevity. A child's longevity is based on the 12th house of the Jupiter, 12th house of the natal chart. Clear? Right. Now if you take the 7th, 8th, 9th house, the child's second child, because again when we say the 9th house from the inner natal chart, the child's first child, that is why the child's second child will be having the grandfather's qualities, even genetically. Doctors have been proving that, or science has been proving that it is genetically proved that the second son, the grandson, will be having the qualities of the grandfather. First or second, that is different, but they will be having the qualities. But I am damn sure it is the second child who will be having the type, because 9th house is the second child of the Jupiter, of the native. But the 5th house is the child of the native, and the second 5th house is the child of the child. 7, 8, 9th house is the second child of this child, the native's child's second child, second grandson. That grandson will have all the native's qualities. You can have a check in it, and you will come out with it. Okay? I am trying to make you understand the subject, but rest is left to you all. How deep you go into the subject, it's left to you all. Now, this is 9. 10th house. 10th house is nothing but Jupiter's second house. From the 5th house, 10th house is Jupiter's second house. From here, from the 5th house, from here, 10th house, 11th, 12th. 10th house is nothing but Jupiter's second house is Vaksthanam, Kuటుంbastanam, Dhanasthanam. But for the child, 10th house is his profession. You can know exactly how the child will be developing in his profession part of it, or Karmasthanam, whether he will be available to you for his karmas, etc., etc. That is again, it's a spiritual word. Let me not touch that into it, or bring that into it. I'm sorry. 11th house. 11th house from the 5th house. From the 5th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Keeping the 3rd house from Jupiter as the basis, it becomes the 11th house from 5th house. That is the children's friends, the children's profits, the children's money flow. Cool? So this can be known by that. Then 12th house. If you keep the 4th house from Jupiter as the basis, that becomes the 12th house from 5th house, the children's 12th house. So through the 4th house, planets placed in the 4th house, planets aspecting the 4th house from Jupiter in a natal chart, about his son's enemies, about his son's loans, about his son's secret activities can be known from the 4th house from Jupiter, about the sun's secret activities, based on the planets aspecting, conjunction, placed, or the 4th house lord, 4th house from Jupiter lord, placement. That 4th house lord will become the child's 12th house lord. Right? I think we have touched the 5th house completely. So till I meet you all in my next session, I'll be coming with 6. I would like to repeat once again, each time when I start this multiple bhavas, I'll be touching the main significations of that 5th house, 6th house, 4th house, whatever it is, first. And after that I'll just jump into the multiple bhavas. Okay? So till I meet you next time, bye.